When we picture hunger, we picture absence. An empty fridge, an empty plate, a stomach begging for something, anything. But in America, hunger often wears a different face. A lunchbox packed with chips, cookies, and sugar water. A pantry lined with canned pasta, processed meats, and salt-packed vegetables. A budget stretched so tight, nutrition often falls off the list entirely. Because in this country, the question isn't always, is there food? It's what kind of food can you afford? And the answer too often looks like this.
It was mainly processed food. It was mainly frozen food.
I'll get a phone call and someone didn't eat and they're given the resource and they don't show up because they're scared too.
It was, not a lot of meat. I mean, it was whatever meat they called in a frozen food thing. A lot of TV dinners and stuff like that. Chicken pot pies.
It's not that people aren't eating. It's that they're eating what keeps them going, but keeps them sick.
Yeah, the vegetables. On a whole, vegetables are so much more expensive today. And they're a necessary part of, our eating, what we need to survive. And they're just getting outpriced, almost out of reach for people like myself.
To get fresh vegetables, fresh fruit, instead of something that's frozen, or to also like meat. That's my big thing. I want meat, a chicken, to be able to roast a chicken and stuff like that. That's the good stuff to me.
But when $10 has to cover dinner for the week, a frozen pot pie becomes a luxury that lasts. And fruit, well, that becomes a craving that you can't indulge.
So having that child scream, "I want strawberries now," and mom's like, "I gotta go home and wash it," but you don't get it. Just to see it in a child crying for strawberries, it's an important thing to offer to our families.
This is the reality behind the numbers. Food insecurity isn't just about having enough to eat. It's about what kind of food can you access, and whether that food helps or harms your health. This isn't just a food issue. It's a policy issue, a health issue, a justice issue. This is what food insecurity really looks like, because being fed isn't the same as being well. And if we keep confusing fullness with nourishment, we will continue to leave millions behind. This is not just a story about hunger. It's a story about people. It's a story about what we don't see when we think of food insecurity. But it's also a story of hope, of action, of the strong, determined people who are fighting back, packing bags, rescuing food, cooking hot meals, and reminding us that no one deserves to be forgotten. These are their stories, and they matter, because our health is our future, and food is the foundation of that future. These are the stories we don't hear. Not because they aren't speaking, but because we haven't been listening. We think hunger looks like neglect, but sometimes it looks like someone who used to judge until they were the ones in need.
One day, I was walking around and everything was fine. The next day, I had a stroke and I was in a wheelchair.
We think we'll never be that person until we are.
Be careful how you judge others, because it could very well be you that you're talking about.
One moment, you're driving to work. The next, you can't make it up the stairs.
So I learned that life can shift on a dime. It can change the way that you have to live it.
A diagnosis, a layoff, a rent spike. These are the cracks people often fall through, and food insecurity is often where they land.
Let's say you're blessed or you're not. It's normalcy. We all have different stories. We all have different backgrounds. And you don't know if your parents have a struggle, if your neighbor's struggling, or what's going on. Sometimes people have a facade that they keep up. They can drive a nice car, they can have a job, but sometimes it's still not enough to make ends meet.
This is the face of hunger. A family that looks just like yours, except they skip lunch to make rent. A neighbor choosing between chemo and groceries. A grandparent feeding grandkids on $16 left after the electricity bill.
You can't judge somebody that they're poor and they need food. You never know what someone's going through beyond their home or inside their home. They can have a nice car, they can dress nice, but you never know what sacrifices that they're making to make sure that they have food on the table.
The truth is, food insecurity doesn't have a face. It has millions.
It varies completely. It varies all over the place. It varies from people who have just gotten down on their luck. They're not certain about what they're doing. There's other people who've been doing this for years and they live this lifestyle.
Everybody, I think in some shape, is food insecure in some way, shape, or form. Either that the supermarket is really far and they can't get on a bus to travel to the local supermarket, or a child in school that is eating school lunch and gets home and there's nothing there because mom was so busy at work and didn't have time to go to the store to get food.
I would love to see everyone understand and be able to see that in food banking and in food insecurity and in the communities we serve, we see everyone. We see working parents struggling to cover groceries. We often see seniors on fixed incomes. And, coming off the summer, we see children who lose meals in the summer. So we have to support that with our summer feeding program. It's so many people that we see. Every walk of life is represented in food banking, right? In food insecurity. And honestly, nearly 270,000 kids in New Jersey, 1 in 7 are food insecure. So I would like people to understand that.
The faces you see in this film are just a few, but they represent the millions more. Teachers, veterans, single dads, immigrants, kids.
I remember one time someone was talking to one of the clients, and it sounded as if it was someone who had recently migrated to the United States. The person who was encouraging him asked him, "So what's your background?" And then this guy tell us his background. This guy was a professional in his country. This is someone who has like a master's degree. So this is the thing that, we also have to understand. People go through seasons in life. So you can have someone who's in a season that right now they need to go to the food pantry, but this is not their whole story.
There are a lot of people that are going to bed hungry. Not people that have children. It's people, the seniors. When a senior has to choose between medication or eating or paying a bill, that's not right.
Food insecurity isn't about willpower. It's about access, circumstance, respect, and dignity.
We learned that food impacts our communities.
And we're all not just indigent. It's just that we all need help. Some people need help in other areas of their life. This just happens to be one of the areas that I need help with, which is food and sustenance.
You've seen their eyes. You've heard their stories. These are the people we walk past on the sidewalk, in the grocery store, at school pickup, but for once, let's not look away. There is a crisis growing in the bodies of millions of Americans, and we've mistaken it for normal. It's not sudden, it's not even visible, and it's not contagious. But it's everywhere, and it's killing us slowly.
I mean, I saw it coming because I worked in the food industry, and the food industry was getting a lot of pressure to clean up their labels, right? So that's what I saw.
Let's stop pretending we don't know. Kids are getting sick, not just with colds, but with hypertension, with liver disease, with diabetes.
We know in the profession that children are definitely getting diseases earlier in their lives. So there was always type 1 diabetes, which is something that would happen genetic. But now we're seeing type 2 in much younger children because of the weight issue. Or we see insulin resistance, or we're starting to see heart disease. We're even seeing hypertension based on the sodium that the children are intaking. Sugar is a huge issue because sugar is in everything.
This isn't a fluke. It's not rare. It's the result of how we feed people and what we fail to teach them.
I see what they're selling us and what people are eating, and at my age, it's scary. You know, I try to really eat good because it's a funny thing about life. The longer you live, the longer you want to live.
Because what they're selling is cheap, it's easy, and it's deadly.
The sad state of affairs in this country is you could drive up to a fast food restaurant and for $5 you get a meal that seems great and it's horrible. It costs more to eat right, and that's the whole state of affairs.
Sugar is everywhere. Salt is everywhere. Fast food is more accessible than clean water in some places.
All these dyes, like why is my yogurt hot pink? You know, are strawberries in there? And if they're not, like, should I really be eating this?
We've turned food into poison, and we feed it to kids without question.
My kids grew up with these, healthy options. In fact, my kids, whenever they saw soda in the house, they're like, "Mom, we're having a party," because they knew that's the only time I bought soda. But guess what? They went to college and they ate everything that I didn't teach them to eat. But it will help though if you give them a foundation, because foundation is key.
It's not just a lack of willpower, it's a system of overexposure, over-marketing, over-processing, and under-education.
This is a high consumer buy, the next best product, the next best tasting thing, the coolest thing. That's the way we live, right? This is not a preventative country. So if you're on the preventative side, you're working really hard. You're almost like an outlier.
We don't fund prevention, we fund pills and hospital stays and ER visits. Pantries are filling a role that schools and supermarkets abandoned.
That is a big thing with the food ordering. We're always looking for a nutritious food. We pass the sodas and the sweets and the junk food and gum and candy.
The meat, the turkey, the chicken, and the vegetables. Those are the things that I get a lot of from the pantry. And I'm not one to speak often about a supermarket anymore, because I haven't been into a supermarket in a long time because of the pantry.
But outside those doors, fast food rules, because fast is survival.
First, a quick option for food. I'd get home from work, 5:30. By the time you cook something, you'd be eating later. And eating later isn't good for you either. So you end up making the quick meals.
But this isn't just about poverty. It's about culture. It's about what we've made normal. It's about the foods that we promote when we celebrate comfort, reward, and relax.
What are we doing to promote fun? Because then that child is making that association. Oh, I'm having a great time. I'm gonna get munchkins. You know, why can't I get a watermelon?
And when schools serve hyper-processed lunches, we say it's good enough.
When you have a volume, they are serving hundreds of kids. So I just knew that they were not going to take the time and effort to make sure that the food that they are serving So all these kids in a limited amount of time was going to be healthy. So I just knew that. Even the stuff that they label as healthy is pre-packaged with a lot of preservative.
What if our entire definition of normal food is part of the problem itself?
Eat from nature. I think they should eat 90% of their food from the garden. I think they should stay out of the center aisles of the supermarket.
Because when crisis hits, there is no quick fix.
There is no special pill for immunity. You have to eat fresh fruits and vegetables, natural foods. You have to build your immune system. And that is really important. When a time of crisis hits, you're actually relying on your immune system. There's no quick fix for an immune system.
And when kids don't learn that, when families don't have access, the cycle deepens. This is how family dinners disappear into paper bags and car seats.
Is that the family meal is more than the food. So the family meal is socialization. You see it's a reduction in anxiety. It's a time to express, I had a good day, I had a bad day, I'm worried about this, I'm nervous about that.
But now, those moments are traded for drive-through bags and solo screens. This isn't just a crisis, it's a collapse. So let's call it what it is, an epidemic, and ask the question that no one wants to answer. If food is supposed to keep us alive, why is it killing so many of us? They say the roots of poor health start in the hospital, but really, they begin much earlier, on the street corner, in the stores nearby, in what's available or not. Public health officials call these places food deserts. On paper, that means communities with limited access to grocery stores. But in reality, it means something far more complicated.
Un poco difíciles de hacer porque hay pocos negocios de comidas, no hay supermercados grandes. Sí cuesta mucho encontrar. Para nosotros los hispanos tenemos pocas tiendas y cuesta mucho, hay que ir a otros lugares a comprar.
For families here, access isn't measured in miles. It's measured in hours spent traveling, in buses taken, in what's missing from the shelves.
Restaurantes también hay pocos. Es una comunidad pequeña y necesitamos me gustaría ver mucho más restaurantes, mucho más tiendas de comida.
Sí.
Así que cuesta un poco encontrar todo lo que uno busca.
This is what the USDA definition erases. A neighborhood may have a store, but if that store doesn't carry what families need, then what kind of access is it really?
En mi comunidad necesitamos a veces más productos de nuestros países y cuesta encontrar muchas cosas como algunas frutas que no vemos por acá, vegetales diferentes que necesitamos para hacer nuestras recetas familiares de nuestros países, comer comida de nosotros. Y sí cuesta, pero no es muy buena calidad las cosas que hay, porque a veces tardan mucho estar en la tienda quizás y cuesta mucho encontrar, así que...
The USDA doesn't ask whether food is fresh or whether it allows families to keep their traditions alive. It only asks whether a store exists.
For a person in a car is 15, 20 minutes away. A person on the bus might take an hour to 2 hours to get food. So yes, our neighborhood is it is a food desert. There are local villages that we do support. There's not a market or a store in the corner for them. So they would have to come out of their villages to access food.
Choice narrows to what's cheap, shelf-stable, and consistent.
When families can choose foods that match their culture or health needs, it affirms dignity. It's not about just the calories, it's about nutrition, health, and being respected.
Yo en casa me gusta hacer muchos tacos porque es fácil para mí hacerlos porque sé bastante de comida mexicana y sí se encuentra. Las tortillas, carne, chile, todo lo picante, sí se encuentra. Entonces, yo hago normalmente muchos tacos. Claro, yo entiendo que en este país y en otros países está subido muchos los precios de los alimentos. Así que a veces también se pueden hacer comidas buenas con poco dinero para comprar.
Los clientes mencionan lo difícil que es encontrar frutas o verduras en otras tiendas por aquí.
Sí, nos han dicho mucho que ellos tenían que viajar de aquí a la zona de Spring Valley porque allá había la mayoría de productos frescos, lo que es en sí las verduras y productos conocidos para ellos. Entonces, nos han dicho muchas de las veces que están muy agradecidos que nosotros hayamos abierto con gran extendidad esta tienda. Entonces, ellos se evitan ya el viaje para allá y nos compran. Ellos ya no tienen que hacerse ese viaje hasta allá. En sí la tienda nos ofrece mucha variedad de productos, más a la zona pegada de aquí a las personas que residen aquí, que son la mayoría hispanos. Tenemos muchos productos para más o menos Centroamérica, lo que es México, Guatemala, Honduras, Ecuador, Colombia. Ofrecemos una variedad de productos, todos muy frescos.
Charlie's store is a rare exception, but one store cannot undo decades of disinvestment. The USDA's formula doesn't ask whether food is nourishing. It doesn't ask whether families can afford it. Presence does not equal access, and access does not mean nutrition. Families are making trade-offs between health and affordability every single day.
My dream is that could we get to the point where we're actually getting into looking at the nutritional value of food. In Fairview, one of the largest food pantries, which is also a community that is a food desert, and they changed to a choice pantry. They have a lot more fruits and vegetables. They've cleaned up their labels.
The USDA's formula doesn't ask whether food is nourishing. It doesn't ask whether families can afford it. It doesn't ask whether the shelves hold dignity or just survival. Because this isn't just about deserts. Deserts are natural. This is about design. A system that measures presence, not possibility. That says good enough. But it's not, and it never was. When we talk about hunger, we imagine scarcity. But sometimes the food is there. It's the system that's missing. There's actually a space between poverty and stability, a space where you don't make enough to eat, but make just enough to be disqualified from help. It's a gray zone, and Rosemary knows this space well.
I was a machine operator. It was a plastic bag factory.
She's a retired factory worker, a caretaker, a cyclist by necessity.
I had a backpack. My trusty backpack was my life at that time. And I would go to the store on the way home from work, on the bike. My friends would say, how can you do that? How? Because you don't have a choice. So I learned the bicycle, my main source of transportation.
Every ride was a risk. Every route was a workaround. Her commute was never about convenience. It was about making ends meet.
I knew my limits, but it was more that it was what I could afford. So you would go in and you'd say, okay, well, we can't get this, but I can get this. Because I find that when you are struggling, you don't have a choice. That's what you have to do.
Inflation and rising costs of living, that means more working families now seek help, not just those traditionally thought of as in need.
This is what food insecurity looks like when no one is watching. No headlines, just quiet choices, weighed on two wheels. But food isn't the only thing people in the gray zone lose. They lose the right to be seen.
You became a statistic, not a human being. We have to eat. It doesn't matter that we fall out of that, what they considered poverty, you still have an empty stomach. And that isn't right. And it shouldn't be that somebody falls through a system because of that.
In 1989, Rosemary applied for help. Her mother had just passed away. She was alone. She asked for food stamps and was denied.
When my mother passed away, I went and applied for everything because it was just me. I wanted food stamps and stuff. I wasn't asking for a lot. I just needed something to help me. and they told me, oh, I made too much money. I felt like saying, live off my salary.
She wasn't alone in falling through the cracks.
My roommate had asthma. When we decided to go apply for stuff for her, she was turned down. And I'm like, what? And so then I'm like, she needs medical. Well, no. She made $50 over because she had a pension from the place that she had previously worked. And it was very frustrating.
The system sees numbers, but numbers don't carry groceries up 3 flights of stairs. Numbers don't cook meals with half an onion and a bag of beans. People do.
To me, everybody should be treated as a human, as one person. Like if I went in there, it should be Rosemary, not, well, how much does Rosemary make?
But in the gray zone, you are only what you earn, not what you endure.
It's very frustrating because then you get to the point where you're like, well, I don't qualify, so why should I even bother to try? And that's sad too, because people are missing out on things that they could qualify for now.
Every week, Rosemary does the math. Food or medicine, bus fare or cat food. Every number comes with a cost.
About $10. $10, yeah. It was weekly, so you just had to make it through to Friday for the payday. But it was like living paycheck to paycheck.
And yet, despite everything, Rosemary doesn't hide.
If I'm hungry and there's a resource that I can go to get something, I'm gonna go. I don't care who sees me. I don't care, it's pride be damned.
There are thousands like her, too poor to afford food, yet told they earn too much to qualify for help, and too determined to give up. If we truly care about hunger, we need to care about the people who never make it into the data, because no one should have to starve just to qualify. Sometimes, change doesn't start with a law or a $1 billion grant. It can start with a locker, a hallway, a folded tote bag, and it can start from anywhere, from anyone.
The Pantry Bag Project is a student-led project. It is run by myself and another student. We collect reusable grocery bags. We count, collect, organize, and then provide them as a resource to the community food pantry.
What seems simple, a bag, is actually transformative. And for Maya, it all began unexpectedly through her mother's work at the pantry.
The story behind the Bag Project is more of one by chance. I was introduced to the Bag Project when my mother became a part of the Community Food Pantry's team as intake coordinator. And Solomon had been searching for a partner to run the project and expand it. And I eventually stepped up and said I could do it.
She didn't expect much at first, but she soon realized a bag isn't just fabric, it's dignity.
I never imagined in a million years that I would go around being like, I would love your grocery bags. They're so important to us. I think it's something that is definitely overlooked.
In a world where food insecurity feels overwhelming, Maya found that sometimes dignity fits into the handles of a sturdy bag.
When I'm actually bringing in the bags or I'm in the back folding the bag, by the end of the day, I'll have a huge bag and I'll look at it and I'll be like, that's 250 bags that will be used in a day. Seeing the work you put into something and then seeing where it's gonna go directly is huge.
Each folded bag is peace of mind. Each one is proof that small actions can ripple outward. Her message to other young people: don't wait. And her age? Well, it wasn't a limitation. It was actually her strength.
The one thing that I have realized through this project is a lot of times your age is the power you have. Being able to confidently go out and say, yeah, I am 15, 16, 17 years old, and this is something that I'm committing myself to ambitiously, it's impressive. That is what gets you the support that you need from your community, and let yourself shine, right? Just do it. I feel like that's a Nike slogan, but whether it's gonna explode into a statewide thing or just a small community of 20 people that you're impacting. Put the good out there. There's no harm that comes from it.
For families carrying 40 pounds of food home, these bags aren't optional. They're dignity in action. And it's not just about clients, it's also about community.
Students, middle school through high school, coming together. Like, I've never seen anything like it, really. I mean, how hard is it to get a teenager to fold their laundry, and they'll come in and they'll fold bags for me. And they'll do it, like, just with the greatest smile on their face.
And if she can go back to that nervous kid at the very beginning, what would she say?
I don't know if I want to change anything. Maybe a few words of reassurance, like, hey, you might have all these grand ideas, big and small, like it might turn out horrible or it might turn out amazing and it's like the best thing in the world. And it is the best thing in the world, but I would ask her to see where it takes her, let it be, just do the work, see what comes of it and enjoy the process.
And that's Maya's story. Proof that even a simple bag in the hands of a determined teenager can carry more than food. It can carry dignity, it can carry community, and it can carry hope. We've seen what hunger looks like. On maps, in systems, in stories weighed down by shame. But here, there's a different story unfolding. One written in ripe tomatoes, carefully stacked egg cartons, and the hum of conversation. This isn't just a food pantry. This is a revolution. A place where dignity is stocked on every shelf.
Not just a handout. It's a hand up, okay? We're not just feeding them. They come in and they're an integral part of what they're doing. People leave here with a sense of pride in who they are more than when they came in.
This is the Community Food Pantry in Suffern, often called the Suffern Pantry by locals.
Here at the Community Food Pantry, they have the option to choose the food that benefits their family, either culturally or food sensitivities. They get to choose what is best for their household. We can't determine that this is what we're giving you and you can make it.
But its impact stretches far beyond this neighborhood. In a world where food aid often comes prepackaged and predetermined, choice is radical. And here, it's standard.
The thing I think that sets us aside from others is this is a choice pantry.
The way we give out food, it's a choice pantry, and people can choose what they want. They don't have to take everything.
We're a choice pantry. The client can pick out if they want, a ripened banana or a not so ripe banana. Let the client choose. So those little things matter.
We enable them and empower them to come in here and take a shopping cart and walk like an aisle.
And it's more than just a matter of preference. It's about agency. It's about health. It's about empowerment.
I've seen people that walk past anything that's processed, they don't want it. So I think more than anything, it also sends a different message. It's saying that, you don't have to compromise your health just because you are going through food insecurities. That's not the point. The point is that we want you to be properly fed and we want you to have, nutritious food for you and your family.
Dignity isn't just a philosophy here. It's in the design.
When they started the pantry, people did have the choice. Then COVID hit and they didn't have the choice and it was bagged into the cars. So bringing this aspect of it back, it does create dignity, respect, and having them come in, we build a stronger sense of community because we have interactions with our neighbors and hear stories, and we can encourage them along in their journey of life.
Choice pantries, they're offering not only choice and dignity in the way that any of our neighbors can go in and choose the food that they're bringing home to their families. There are also resources at most of the choice pantries, and that's really the focus of food banking in the future. It's like it really offers that center in the community where you can get more support, not just the food that you need, but support to be successful in the future.
When you give people choice, they choose well. When you offer fresh produce, it's the first thing to go. When you trust people, they thrive.
People who go to a regular grocery store, the trend is to buy healthy food, so why wouldn't it be here? And we treat these people the same we would want to have them treated at a regular grocery store.
Healthy choices aren't a luxury here. They're the baseline. And most importantly, they're an option.
There are people who do that by choice. They can afford to have the fresh food, but it's good to know that the people who are coming to us as clients, if this is something that they want to do, they want to maintain fresh food in their diet and the diet of their children, they do have that option.
And beyond nutrition, those choices ripple into daily life, into bills, tuition, comfort, and survival.
Pantry has allowed me to delegate that part of my bills that I was spending on the nutritious food that I'm getting from the pantry. And I can take that money and put it towards other bills that I need to sustain my life. It's helped me so much that it's hard to describe. I'd be here all day.
This is what happens when you give people more than food. When you give them the space to say, I deserve this, and I'm not alone.
If you could describe this pantry in 3 words or a sentence, what would you say?
Just loving people where they are, meeting them, their needs where they are. Happiness, contentment, security.
Food insecurity isn't just about hunger, it's about power. And when we place power back into people's hands, when we let them choose what goes in their bag, we're not just feeding them, we're trusting them, we're lifting them, and maybe, just maybe, we're healing something bigger. It begins before the pantry doors even open, before a single tomato is sorted, before a single shelf is filled. It begins with a truck, not with a donation bin, but with a soup can, but with food that almost didn't make it.
So they come around 11 o'clock, they unload. We never know, it's like a mystery box. We never know what we're gonna receive. They already know from the style of our pantry and how it's set up. Bread is important, fresh fruits, vegetables.
These aren't second-rate items. They're just second-chance ones.
A box with a dent, a banana with a freckle, a bag of carrots, perfectly fine, except for a date printed in ink.
Expiration or sell-by date is just a best buy date. It doesn't mean that the food mysteriously explodes after the date comes.
Milk, if there's a date where it does have to be pulled off the shelf of a retailer, we want to work with that agency to make sure that they can pick it up that night so that they can give it to their neighbors that night before the best buy date.
At most supermarkets, this food would be considered trash. Here, it's a treasure.
I get anywhere from, I would say, 1,000 to 2,500 pounds every week.
Each item is inspected by hand, one by one. And what the world calls expired, they call dinner. But what happens next is a process few people ever see.
What are you doing right now?
We're sorting produce. Sometimes things are in big packages and have to be broken down, or we have to make sure that nothing is, going bad inside.
I am bagging the recovered lettuce that we got today. So yeah, I mean, most of this lettuce looks good, so it's going to go in the bag, and it's good, nutritious food for the clients.
And overseeing all of it is Terry. We asked her to walk us through a single day of rescue from start to finish.
Today on Tuesday, my group starts coming in around 10:30. We start setting up the tables, the signs. On Mondays, I text my group that I have active right now, and I find out who's available to come in, the crates, and whenever the order comes, I'm there to unload the truck. The guys are there, all there to help. And as it comes off the truck, I usually try and check the dates. I check for freshness. I always say, one bad apple spoils the whole bunch. That's what the store does. If they find one old or rotten bag with bananas or oranges or apricots, they get rid of the whole thing because they can't sell it.
Yeah.
But normally that would go to a landfill. And this is how we recover the food. We open them up, we repackage them, we tie them up, we make it very presentable for the clients that come in. And they're so thankful. We know that every 2 weeks we have approximately 300 clients that come through. So it's 600 a month. So after everything is crated, everything is stored in the refrigerator. We have it marked Tuesday and Wednesday. And we have it out on the silver table in the pantry to go out to the clients that day or the next day. It is a large process and it takes a lot of people and a lot of caring people.
It's hands-on. It's meticulous. And it's rooted in care.
The enthusiasm of the volunteers. When we have a delivery, big delivery here, these guys, they show up with their gloves on in the rain and the snow, ready to unload a truck, all in great spirits and all ready to work. It's contagious when they're like that. Everybody, it's a team, it's a family, which is what's awesome.
And for Terry, this isn't just a system, it's personal.
And growing up, I had 10 kids in my family. I was the oldest. My mom lived check to check, and we wasted nothing. We weren't allowed to. It helped me realize that food is not something, we take it for granted here in this country. It's a lifeline for them.
There's no scanner, no automation, just judgment, knowledge, and care.
Food rescue is really cool because as the grocery stores local to here, they have products that may be a little unsightly, a little damaged box, or a package of 6 that's broken open so they're individuals, or nearing expiration but not expired, where some people may turn their nose up to it. And we get that donated here and we package it and put it together so that people have products that they wouldn't normally buy. Yeah, I mean, some very, very good stuff that is very pleasing to people. And it's great because I guess in the past these grocery stores would be throwing that stuff away. And now they're not. Now this stuff is being used and eaten. It's great.
Across town, Larry's team at Touch is doing the same at scale.
On average, we are rescuing over 100,000 pounds of food every month.
And how many pounds of food do you guys think you guys rescue?
Oh, a lot. I mean, in a day, it could be 4,000 in a day. It varies. It could be 2,500, it could be 4,000, it could be 6,000. It varies. Monday is usually our busiest day. It's our heaviest day because of the food that accumulates over the weekend.
With efficiency, we don't lose the food in the supply line. We pick it up direct at the supplier and we bring it direct to the food pantry, but the food bank still gets credit for doing that good work. So we can't do it without being a partner of the food bank.
I can really speak to the diligence of all of the hundreds of enabled agencies that are out there picking up this food for their communities every day of the week. They do a tremendous job in getting food out to their neighbors.
Fresh produce from farms, surplus from Acme, items rejected, not because they're unsafe, but because they aren't perfect.
If you ever gone by an apple orchard and you pick your apples and the trees are filled, but there's 100,000 apples on the ground, you're like, what happened to these apples? That would be gleaning, like collecting these items before the earth takes them back, right?
We have 8 members of our team that visit warehouses, visit retailers, visit farms every day of the week. We are on the road and we call ourselves road warriors because we really are going directly to where we think and know that food might be available.
And what the system leaves behind is staggering.
I know last year we were just under 100,000. That is a lot of food. I just think of the overwhelming amount of pounds of food that is and where it would go. And all the people that are hungry that could have used it. It's very overwhelming sometimes.
Food rescue isn't about salvage. It's about justice.
Do you remember the first time you realized how much food was being thrown away? What was that like?
I would say my first week starting. Larry actually told me this program just only exists here. In a lot of states and stuff like that, they don't even do stuff like this. So who can imagine how much food is getting thrown out all over the country and the world?
I'm compassionate about the fact that you don't throw away food. I really cringe when I have to throw away things that look perfectly fine.
This is rescue. This is a second chance. One delivery, one decision, one team. That's all it takes to turn waste into nourishment and stigma into community. Because food insecurity and waste aren't separate problems. They're the same wound. And here at the pantry, every bruise, every dent, every extra apple is a part of the cure. What if the solution wasn't just in the food that we give, but in the way that we grow it, in the soil beneath our feet, in the people who protect it, in the choices we make before the meal ever hits the plate? On land stewarded without chemicals since the 1960s, a new generation of farmers is digging deep, where regenerative farming practices guide every seed planted and every choice made.
I'm Christine. I'm one of 3 women that co-own and operate Wild Trillium Farm. We share land with the Goggers at Natural Farm Stand in Richmond, Illinois, and this is our 5th season.
Every week, Wild Trillium Farm packs up the best of what the season has to offer. Through their CSA, they share fresh, local foods straight from the fields to the community.
In general, like the front end of the week is when we do a lot of our harvest for our CSA, which is community supported agriculture. So we deliver like a subscription of what the season is offering every week to our customers. We're really excited about offering a CSA because it gives folks the opportunity to learn like what's in season instead of just walking into the grocery store with a recipe list.
This farm grows nourishment from the body and balm for the soul.
The way that we farm, I think, is really important because it allows people to be more flexible and adaptable, and at the end point, ideally, is resilient. There's so many ways that we can engage with food that I think we've pulled ourselves away from. So I think medicine in that sense is like a self-care approach.
Wild Trillium is rooted in regenerative farming on land that's never known chemicals, only care.
Well, for us, chemicals should not be part of our food system. They don't need to exist. I think the land tells you when something's out of balance.
On this land, soil isn't an afterthought, it's the foundation. For over 25 years, Farmer Gary has nurtured every inch without a single drop of synthetic chemical.
Well, my grandfather bought the place in 1923. This farm has never had herbicide, pesticide, or fertilizer used on it. It's very quite fertile. Grandpa was basically organic biodynamic. You can improve soil. Soil's amazingly resilient if you've got time. And I've been building it up for 25 years now, and I've raised the soil organic matter. It used to be around 2.25% to 2.5%, and the whole farm now is at least 4.5%. Up to 7% organic matter. And when you get above 4%, that's a magic number, because then there's enough organic matter in the soil. As long as the weather's a little bit warm, you have enough nitrogen. So you don't have to worry about nitrogen anymore. And because I use the compost, it's full of potassium. Now we get the horse manure, so that's where you get your phosphates.
If we want a future that nourishes us, we have to start by healing the soil beneath our feet.
A lot of organic farmers say that they grow healthy soil instead of healthy food, and I think that would probably be the pin that's most important. The ecosystem evens itself out starting from the soil up, and I think people forget that that is possible.
In a changing climate, water is sacred. Christine and her team rely on soil itself to retain life.
The more organic matter and other land management practices that you can introduce to your soils and fields helps water retention. And this is one of the reasons why organic farming is really important, because it doesn't only protect the soil and the crops that grow above, but it also protects what happens underneath the soil and what happens beyond it, within our water systems and in groundwater and everything like that. So at this farm, we don't do any irrigation. We instead focus our efforts on the soil management.
For Mitch, farming isn't just about taste. It's about being part of something real.
Most of the time, this is it's labor, but it's also therapeutic, and you feel a little more connected to the natural side of things. You know, I care a lot about the environment too, and you start to find out that all of that is just one big circle. It's better practice for the land is better tasting food.
And now, thanks to a 100-year conservation easement, this soil is promised a future, never to be buried beneath concrete, but forever rooted in growth, memory, and real food for generations to come.
We're not doing this just for this one moment. Like, we're preserving this land for memories and futures we'll never know. And so I think that's really important, is that food production and caring for land is one of those like pretty classic opportunities to just like leave it better than you found it.
On this land, we see the future looming, not in numbers, but in nourishment, in choice, in community. Because food insecurity is not just about what's missing from the plate, it's about what's missing from the system. And what Wild Trillium shows us is how to start planting something better. Wild Trillium is more than a farm, it's a legacy in the making, a quiet revolution rooted in care. When we think about fixing hunger, we often focus on quantity. But what if the real answer isn't just more food? It's better food. And what if the real transformation begins not in the emergency room, but in a garden bed?
Stacey MTAM, and I'm a master's in food and nutrition, and I'm the founder of Health Barn.
Stacey didn't start on a farm. She started in corporate PR, but something didn't sit right.
During one of my classes, the professor had said, this would be the first generation of children that would not outlive their parents based on lifestyle. And I was kind of like, did anybody, like I was so stunned. And everybody else in the room was taking notes, and my brain was like on fire, and I was like, wait, these sodas, the big gulp sodas or the supersized everything. So we're not gonna educate kids about the fact that this is actually hindering their lifespan.
So she left the boardrooms behind and built something from the ground up. Something alive. Health Barn USA is not just a place. It's a philosophy.
We're entering the Health Barn Garden, which, as I told you, what's so unique about it is that kids take care of this.
Stacey Antine is living her dream. After a successful career in public relations, she traded her power suit and big city office for blue jeans and a barn. Health Barn USA is the result, a hands-on program to teach children and families about organic farming and nutrition.
Are you guys excited to be back in the garden?
What a great idea! Teach kids all about nutrition and healthy eating by letting them grow their own fruits and vegetables. It's the mission of Health Barn USA, and it's mission accomplished.
What makes Health Barn different is the kids are naturally growing their own vegetables. I wanted to create a place where kids could actually be excited about fruits and vegetables.
What I want you to do is pick a Brussels sprout and eat it.
Research is pretty powerful at 3 years old that if you start exposing them to different fruits and vegetables, trying it multiple times, that these are habits, because these are all habits that form. It's much easier to form a habit at 5 than it is at 40.
You should definitely start at an early age so you develop this foundation of knowing to eat healthy, which foods are good for you, which are not. So I think that's definitely important to start from an early age.
At Health Barn, children don't memorize food groups. They dig them up.
We just installed an organic orchard with fruit and nut trees. So you get kids excited about growing food that's not coming from a factory.
I remember chopping carrots. I picked them straight out of the garden, and the carrots tasted so fresh and nice, and they tasted really good straight out of the garden.
And it works. One child learns veggie chips come from a factory, not a plant. Another trades graham crackers for carrots.
So it's about trying and exposure, but it's also about learning. Okay, for a child, it's so simple. It's like you go out to the garden, you pick a carrot, you bite it, and you're like, I tried it.
Education can spark agency at any age, but especially when it starts young.
We have to teach people skills, not only nutrition education, which is important. We have to start teaching skills. Even now at Health Barn, when we're pulling things from the garden, we have to teach them, you don't put water on food that isn't going to be served on vegetables. You have to be able to peel the onions a certain way to keep them so they're not rotting.
We did a lot of activities like making and preparing healthy foods and learning about healthy snacks and what we should choose to eat.
In third grade, working with them on a hydroponics lesson teaches at a young age the pride of sustainability and growing food for their family.
This is about giving families not just food, but knowledge.
You can't fault a child for choosing soda over water unless you teach them why. Nature will never go wrong. We can't go wrong with nature.
And the ripple effect, well, it reaches parents, homes, entire communities.
The child is being educated, and then the child's enthusiasm, the parents are like, yay, yes, you want to make raspberry crumble? Or you want to make a smoothie today, the rainbow swirly smoothie? Great.
Eating a melon fresh from the garden.
Have you ever had this experience?
No.
And is it good?
Yes.
Is it, how good is it?
It's great. It's better than the one from the supermarket.
And that is a honeydew melon. Did you know that?
Yes.
Great. Do you know what vitamin it's high in?
No.
High in vitamin C.
Well, whatever vitamin it has in it, it sure tastes good.
We've been trained to think that labels like natural or low fat means good for you. But what if we taught people how to look deeper?
You have to look at the ingredient list. You have to see, what's in my food, because I really don't know.
Nutrition should always be at the center of any conversation about food, because we are what we eat. So if you're not eating well, eventually it's going to catch up with you.
The system may not always offer the right options, but with knowledge, people start asking better questions. They start reading labels. They start packing their lunches, and they start to support each other.
If we learn, like someone share an article about how you should not eat a particular thing, we all gonna stop eating it.
When you teach a child or a parent how to make one better choice, that's not just nutrition, it's transformation.
It's important. We're teaching people to do things. The old saying is, if you give someone a fish, they'll eat for today. If you teach a man to fish, he'll eat every day.
Education is the only real empowerment.
If you don't give them knowledge, you can't empower them. And you can't expect them to make healthy choices with no knowledge.
Maybe it starts with a seed. Maybe it starts with a class, a taste test. But it grows into something bigger.
So it's really strong bodies and healthy minds. That's our slogan, and that has not changed.
And maybe one day, food won't just be a product that we consume or a crisis that we can fix. But food can be a right that we nurture. In a world where so many doors feel closed, volunteering opens them for the people who walk through the pantry doors and for the people standing there to greet them.
When I started a year ago, I said it's magical, like Willy Wonka's factory. And it's just so magical when we open the doors and all the families come in, we hear their stories, they're excited to be here, they're happy, they're grateful. If more communities gather to do this and bring in high schoolers, because you guys are the future and you are the teens, imagine when you're an adult and how many changes could be done and how many doors are gonna open.
That's the power of compassion. Kindness turns fear into relief. Hope replaces shame.
It doesn't matter so much if they've never volunteered before, if they have volunteered before. It's more so where their heart is, if they're kind, if they're compassionate. Those are the key factors for me.
Because volunteering isn't about resumes. It's about heart, about showing up, about seeing someone, and about being seen.
The point is to have the connection and make them smile, eye connection, contact, give them a little joy for that day, even if it's for just a little moment, so that they can take home with them, that human connection And it's the same for the volunteers. Perhaps they're, either going through a tough time, lost a job, and has found us, come to us and said, you know what, maybe in my downtime, I can do something positive.
Every smile, every bag carried, every carton of eggs handed with dignity, it adds up into something bigger than food, into a family.
It's kind of like a family environment in a sense, because you know who's sick, you know who's on vacation, you probably know who had just had a grandchild or some other lovely activity such as a graduation, a prom, I want to see the dress. The connection is what's special.
And here's the truth. That family needs you.
And I feel like everybody should feel that way. It's not like food insecurity, it's those people. It's like, no, these people live amongst ourselves. It could be our grandparents that we're not even aware of. You know, we have to be aware that this is in our society, this is in our community. It's in our society as a whole, but it's in our community, and we need to help. And if you're in a position that you can help, help.
You know, even on tough days, I think about the kids who count on us for their next meal. Knowing that what we do today can change tomorrow for another family, whether it be in a small way for us internally at CFB&J. We meet people every day, our volunteers, our many corporations and retailers and Feeding America. And it is every person that we speak to doing that small thing or doing whatever they can do, even if it's a big thing, that we're all working together as one community and that we all understand the common goal.
It's making a small difference without you understanding or realizing the impact that you may have on someone. Always give it back, always pay back, no matter how successful you get or how much you struggle. It could be either end. Life is sometimes unbalanced and unfair, but it's nice when you can think about, being mature enough to know someday I'll be able to make a difference. I'll be able to help, and you should. I can promise you that you should, because you don't know what walk of life you'll be at what point in your life that you may need help. But if you can give it, great.
Hunger in New Jersey doesn't look like what you might expect. It touches working families, kids and seniors in every county in New Jersey. My message and the message that keeps me going, and I would love for everyone to know, is that together we can ensure that no neighbor goes hungry.
This is the call, not for someone else, for you. So step forward, bring your kindness, your hands, and your heart, because volunteering isn't just helping others, it transforms you too.
No judgment, happy, loving, caring, giving, lots of kindness. Everybody needs that one up, and this is the place that they can receive that hope and support.
That place can start with you today.
You're broken down and tired of living life on the merry-go-round, and you can't find a fighter, but I see it in you, so we gon' walk it out. Move mountains, we gon' walk it out and move mountains. And I'll rise like the day. I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. And I'll rise up, I like the waves. I'll rise up, in spite of the ache. I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. The silence isn't quiet, and it feels like it's getting hard to breathe. And I know you feel like dying, but I promise we would take the world to its feet. Move mountains, bring it to its feet. Move mountains, and I'll rise up. I'll rise like the day. I'll rise up. I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up, and I do it 1,000 times again. All we need is hope, and for that we have each other, and for that we have each other. And we will rise, we will rise, we'll rise. Oh, we'll rise. I'll rise up, rise like the day. I'll rise up in spite of the ache. I will rise 1,000 times again, and we'll rise up. I like the waves. We'll rise up in spite of the ache. We'll rise up, and we'll do it 1,000 times again.
Dude, go back to the water. Where are you going?
With everything I've ever done, I give it all to everyone for one more day. Another night I'm waking through another door I walk into, I can't break. And it's a winding road, and it's a long way home. So don't wait for someone to tell you it's too late, 'cause these are the best days. There's always something tomorrow, so I say let's make the best of tonight. Here comes the rest of our lives. I count the steps, the distance to the time when it was me and you, so far gone. Another face, another friend, another place, another end, but I'll hang on. And it's a winding road, and it's a long way home. So don't wait for someone to tell you it's too late, 'cause these are the best days. There's always something tomorrow, so I say let's make the best of tonight. Yeah, let's make the best of tonight. Here comes the rest of our lives. The rest of our lives.